I hadn't truly intended on staying with Fritz, but somehow the day passes by without me noticing. Before I know it, night has fallen. You haven't even told everybody that you're safe, though, girl. How could you? How could you? They're gonna be worried sick. It is far too late to attempt to return to the margin on my own now. Even if, for some reason, Fritz allowed me to leave his house. You can stay in the guest room, Princess. My father returns here at night, after his duties for the day are over. I'd almost forgotten. Sir Alcaster Leverton, Fritz's father and the commander of the Order of Caldera. I thought he'd have... Pardon me. I thought he'd have his own room at the palace, like you do. My father's never stayed the night at the palace, as far as I know. He always comes back to sleep here, no matter how late he leaves the palace. Or how early he has to get up to return there. Oh. Well, this isn't scandalous at all. Good evening, Father. Alcaster looks at me, then Fritz. Who is this? The weight of his stare makes me feel like looking away, but I manage to stare back at him coolly. Right to it, Fritz. Oh boy. We're in trouble. This is Lucette Brighton, daughter of King Gennaro Brighton III, and the crown princess of the kingdom of Angielle. I am not in the mood for games, boy. It's the truth. I told you about her when she disappeared, that she'd been forgotten. Nonsense! She's been forgotten because of the Fairytale Curse. Sir Alcaster's eyes are cold and calculating. I do not like the way he is looking at me. What is your fairy tale? I do not want to tell him. Sir Alcaster's gaze grows colder as his question is met by a long stretch of silence. I only relent when I see Fritz about to answer for me. Cinderella. I trust you will break your curse, Princess. Sir Alcaster says nothing more, and I am surprised when he simply walks away into a bedroom and away from us. We're gonna be in Mithros's clutches any day now. The door closes behind him, and Fritz and I are left alone. It'll make things easier if he believes us. I saw the look in his eyes. I doubt he believes us. That would be too simple. Too easy. Oh, what a lovely room, though. I like your house, Fritz. I want to move in immediately. Sleep does not come easily, even though this bed is significantly more comfortable than the bed at the margin. What could Fritz's curse be? It's like he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I sit up in bed when I hear footsteps outside. I stare at the clock. It is almost 2 in the morning. You are late. My apologies. That is Sir Alcaster's voice. But I do not recognize the other one. How can you not? Come, we have much to discuss. The sound of their footsteps slowly fade, and silence descends once more. I suppose being the commander of the Order of Caldera means that he's always busy. But working at this time? Soon enough, my exhaustion coaxes me back into slumber. I close my eyes and let my desire to sleep win over my curiosity. Big mistake. Oh.
It's true, she definitely takes after you-know-who. I heard that rather than speak to people, she only ever speaks to her dolls. I can believe that. She seems a little weird in the head. She is so strange. I can't believe she is going to be queen one day. Oh, good morning, Your Highness. Please, excuse us.
So hurtful. Despite my exhaustion, my sleep is brief with all the thoughts whirling through my mind. When I feel it is late enough, I finally step out of bed and make my way toward the living room. Sir Alcaster and Fritz are both there, but they fall silent at my entry. Sir Alcaster? Princess? Are you leaving for the palace? Yes. Will you be able to get the princess back into the palace? I will inform Mithras of the situation. Sir Mithras? But father, Sir Mithras won't. Mithras will work as quickly as possible to resolve this. In the meantime, she will be safe here, won't she? I am standing close enough to Fritz that I notice his body posture stiffen. I see the way he clenches his hands into fists and the way he squares his shoulders. Actually, now that I think about it, it was probably Varg that Alcaster was talking to last night, not Mithros. It's like Varg only comes out at night, or something like that. With the full moon. I don't know. Could be Mithros or Varg, I'm not sure now. Of course she is. I am her knight. Then there is no problem. You and Sir Alcaster do not seem very close. Fritz looks somewhat flushed, though it doesn't seem to be out of any embarrassment. Princess, Should I not have said anything? Did I say that out loud? I think I'm gonna have to take... My theory is I'm gonna have to take a very flip-flop approach. A very yin-yang approach with Fritz Varg. It's like, do a Fritz thing, do a Varg thing, do a Fritz thing, do a Varg thing. I feel like we should press this issue. We did a Fritz thing last time. I'll do a Varg thing. I noticed the way he spoke to you. And in the palace, I never saw the two of you together. I didn't think you would notice. Why? You are my knight. I spent a lot of time with you, so of course I'm aware of how others treat you. Ugh. Hey! I also know what it is like to be distant from your own family. If you do not wish to speak of such matters, you do not need to. Thank you, Princess. Fritz clears his throat before he turns to me, his smile so bright it seems to light up his face. Oh my. Would you like to get breakfast? I happen to know where the best baker in all of Angielle sells her croissants. The thought of croissants makes my mouth water. I am at the door in seconds. What are you standing around for? I'm hungry. We leave at once, then. Cute. Have you thought about telling people about things? The shortest route to the bakery from Fritz's house leads us past the palace gates. Princess, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Fritz's voice fades into the background when I notice the royal family eating their breakfast outside. Emma Lane sits underneath the shade of a cherry blossom tree, reading aloud from some book in her hands. Rod is smiling as he pours tea for all of them, and Ophelia is looking on with clear love in her eyes for the family that surrounds her. The king laughs at something Emma Lane is saying. He looks happier than I have ever seen him before. They truly are happier now that I do not exist with them. Father has never once looked at me the way he is looking at them. They can't miss what they don't remember. I'm sorry for bringing you here. I should have known it would be difficult. How could you have known? You're my charge. It's my job to know. Exactly how much does he know about me? Does he know you like lilies? I realize we have been walking as Fritz talked. The palace gates are well behind us, and the royal family is thankfully out of earshot. Here we are. The variety of breads and pastries in the window of the bakery make my heart skip a beat. It has been a long time since I have seen such delicious-looking pastries. Pick anything you want, Princess. Anything? Whatever you want. I know how much you like your pastries. Maybe I'll finally see you smile. What? Go on in, Princess. I'll be right behind you. Why is it so important for you to see her smile? Fritz and I return to his home to eat our pastries. They truly are the best croissants I've ever had. As we come to the end of breakfast, Fritz turns to me, a hesitant expression on his face. Princess. Yes? I hate to say this, but I'm expected at the palace today. I'm afraid I have to ask you to stay here on your own. But the people at the Marchen... I was planning on returning today to explain why I haven't been back. But it's not safe for you outside. I understand, but there are people I must see. I will not stay here for much longer. Can I really not change your mind about staying here? I know that Fritz can certainly keep me safe, but I cannot shake the feeling that I am safer at the Marchen, even if it means having to stay with the witch that cursed me. When I do not answer, Fritz sighs and shakes his head. Very well. I will ask for a day off so I can personally escort you back to this... Marchen. Tomorrow. Sorry? Take me back tomorrow. Tomorrow, then. I'm lucky he lets himself be ordered around so much. Will we live till tomorrow? I spend the day looking around the house. This home is so impersonal. You'd never know two different people live here. Their rooms are so empty. Even I had my dolls in my room. As I walk about the living room, I notice a broom standing forgotten and alone in a corner. I suddenly remember the broom Delora enchanted for me. I did not miss that broom. But this one could definitely use a ribbon. Aww. You do miss Mr. Broom. Princess. Fritz, that was fast. I have something for you. Delora, you sneaky devil. I found this doll in my room at the palace. She's one of yours, isn't she? The Delora doll was still in my room? But how? Don't say you're too old for dolls. She'll be very, very displeased. This is the witch that cursed me. She is... Oh, she is. She is. I thought so. Isn't she one of your favorites? Yes, she was. Until she cursed me. How did she get into your room? No idea. Perhaps one of the maids left her there. But I thought you'd like it if I brought her back for you. Yes, thank you. Please don't sing to me, though. After finishing dinner, Fritz excuses himself to run more errands, so I return to my room. Earlier, when Fritz had given her to me, I threw Delora on my bed. Delora? Now I turn to glare at her, and all at once the doll comes alive with a sigh. Oh, would you believe me if I said I was worried? Oh, I honestly thought you were going to act like you didn't recognize me. It made me happy that you said I was your favorite, Lucette. You were my favorite. You ruined me, princess. You've been hanging around Karma too much. What are you doing here? Come now. Do you have any idea how worried Parfait was? Aw, Delora. Nice save. When Waltz came back alone and told us what happened, well, Parfait and Anise went into hysterics. The boys and Jurian looked like they were going to commit murder. When you didn't come back that night, I had a lot of trouble convincing everyone to stay at the Marchen when they wanted to look for you. Especially Waltz. What the heck? I became German for half a second. Especially Waltz. You have no idea how guilty he felt after losing you like that. They were looking for me? Yeah, you dum-dum. Princess, why didn't you come back to the Marchen? I was going to, but Fritz is overprotective. Is he Aunt Harry? I know it's not... Hush! Don't hush. I stop myself when I hear footsteps just outside the door.
This is entirely unnecessary. The walls have ears, Sir Alcaster.
The two men walk away, leaving the hallway silent. That is just another one of Sir Alcaster's late-night errands. But my words die in my throat when I turn to Delora and see that she is eerily silent, her forehead furrowed. This presence, Delora? It is weak, but it's there. I can feel it. Delora, what are you talking about? Finally, Delora looks at me slowly, as if just now recognizing we are both in the same room. This is bad. We must return to the Marchen. Now. So was that Mithras? Chapter 4. Mask. Or was it Varg? Is there a certain presence about Varg that disturbs her? I need answers, Delora. I watch as Delora paces on the floor along the side of the bed. You're a witch. Can't you just teleport us out of here? Teleportation and portals are high-level magic that only the bearers and a select few can cast. I look closely at her. So you cannot cast that spell. I would have cast it already if I could, princess. I had thought, with all the bluffing you do, that you would be more capable. Any more sass and I'll turn you into a toad. You wouldn't dare. Or would I? I glare at her, but she does not look away. Arguing will not get us out of here. We need to get back to the Marchen. Why can't we just ask Fritz to help us? It would be easier that way. I do not understand why he can't just come with us. I don't trust him. That means nothing coming from someone as untrustworthy as you. Well, I can say with certainty that I am the most trustworthy person you have right now, dear princess. And I can also promise that you are not safe here. Then I insist Fritz come with us. I know he has the curse, which means he should be welcome there. No. Until I can prove that he can be trusted, he is not welcome. He might be the same as Alcaster. The moment Delora mentions Sir Alcaster, she suddenly stops speaking. She shakes her head and turns away. What does Sir Alcaster have to do with any of this? Nothing you should concern yourself with. You are still the most suspicious one here, witch. That's it. I've run out of patience. I'm done waiting around, princess. We're going back to the margin right now. And how do you suppose we'll sneak past Fritz? Delora smiles at me. The mischief in that smile is all too familiar. Oh no. I am a witch, princess. Oh boy. What did you do? I walk alongside Delora as we make our way back to the margin. Delora is now in her human form, humming cheerfully. Not what you were expecting? No. Sometimes simple is better. Why use a spell when a potion will do the trick? That's why she had me distract Fritz at dinner. Was the sleeping potion in his cup? Ah, perceptive. Yes, nothing can wake him from his slumber. But he will wake up. Please, I'm a good witch, remember? I don't do the killing thing. Now pick up the pace, princess. We have a meeting to get to. Shenanigans. So many shenanigans already, and we're just getting started. We make it back to the margin without incident. Jurian and Garland are waiting for us inside. As soon as they see us, they dart toward the door. You made it! We were worried that we might need to break in to get you both out. Don't sound so surprised. I told you I could handle this.
Then why did it take you so long to return here?
Because someone was being stubborn and refused to leave without her knight.
You weren't followed?
Of course not.
I'm very glad you're all right, princess.
Fritz is my personal knight. The time I spent with him was the safest I've felt since I've been cursed. It felt more normal. I know he is dependable and will do whatever I ask of him. It is his job to protect me, after all. I barely know these people. I would rather be with Fritz. But something about Sir Alcaster puts me on edge. As you can see, the princess is perfectly fine. She hasn't thought at all. Jurian ignores Delora and fixes her gaze on me.
We were very worried when you suddenly disappeared, princess.
I stare at her, confused. What was there to be worried about? I was with Fritz. I know that the circumstances may not have been the best, but Fritz protected me. And I had plans to return to the margin at some point. Why does anyone here care what happens to me anyway? Where is Parfait? Well?
She isn't here. She's barely been back since you left.
What?
Ever since we got your message that you'd found the princess, Lady Parfait has been absent from the margin. She returns, but only ever briefly.
Does she say where she goes?
No.
She won't answer even if someone asks.
Just smiles that fairy smile of hers and says nothing at all.
Drives me crazy when she does that. What is going on? So the fairy we need to see isn't here. I had thought that I wanted to return here, but now that everyone knows I am safe, it is fine to return to Fritz, isn't it? I feel uneasy being around so many people that are openly keeping secrets from me. Then there's no reason for me to be in here. I can return to Fritz. No. You are in no position to order me around. I will go back and no one will stop me. I begin walking toward the door when I hear Delora sigh heavily behind me. All right, keep your dress on. I was not planning on removing it. Ha ha. It's a figure of... Oh, never mind. Look, just give me a few seconds, okay? I need to get some things and then we'll go back. We? Don't even think that I'll let you go back alone, princess. I feel like me and Delora are starting to bond a little. I am left alone with Jurian and Garland.
Are you really staying at Alcaster's home?
I'd almost forgotten that Jurian and Garland had served under Sir Alcaster's command when they were still in the Order of Caldera. Yes. The two former knights are uncharacteristically quiet, their expressions dark. Is something wrong?
Are you sure you're safe there, Princess?
Of course. Fritz has been my personal knight for the last 3 years. I know that he will protect me no matter what.
Just be careful around Alcaster.
Did something happen between you and Sir Alcaster?
I'd still be a part of the Order of Caldera if it weren't for him.
It was said that Jurian and Garland had been discharged for disobeying Sir Alcaster's orders, but is that the whole truth?
He's a two-faced traitor. If I ever saw him again...
Jurian.
What happened?
It's nothing to worry about, Princess.
You know, this is kind of important to me and my family, and I'm staying there, so I should know this, please. Delora told me the same thing. What exactly are they hiding about Sir Alcaster?
She should be worried about it. Damn it, of all the people in Angielle, she should know what he is planning.
Yeah, I'm with Jurian, though. Like, of all the people in Angielle, I should be the one to know what's happening. We turned to see Delora standing there, looking at us expectantly. What did I miss? Jurian was telling me about why she left the Order of Caldera. Was she? I have never seen Delora glare at anyone the way she is glaring at Jurian. Eventually, the former knight turns away.
Let's go, Garland.
Stay safe, Princess. You too, Lady Delora.
You... Didn't you want to return to the knight's house? Why are you stalling now? You know something about Sir Alcaster being the reason for the knight's discharge, don't you? Yes. Well then, why are you insisting on keeping it a secret? You lived in the palace before and heard the rumors. You were content with them. Why are you suddenly taking so much interest in all of this now? Because you and the knights are clearly hiding something about him. Curiosity can kill a cat, little princess. Besides, none of this is important right now. You have other things to focus on, like breaking your curse. What have you done these past few days, Nothing, that's what. It's like you want to remain little Miss Peasant forever. Ugh. The only reason I am in this position is because of you, and you have done nothing to help me. Excuse me. All I've ever gotten from you are insults and snide remarks. I have been trying my best, but you of all people should know how difficult it is for me. I stopped talking at once. The anger and frustration inside of me makes it difficult to form words. Delora has been with me for almost a year now. She should know how difficult it is for me to be good. But she never understood. She still cursed me. It is as if she is mocking me. I turn away from Delora and head toward the door. Princess, wait! I have better things to do than get insulted by a witch. I have done nothing but think about how to break the curse she put on me. How dare she?
Hi, Waltz. Princess.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Waltz, I can't stop for you. I do not have time for this. I ignore Waltz and continue walking. You're next, Boo. Waltz reaches out and takes hold of my arm, forcing me to stop.
What are you doing?
I am leaving.
Leaving? Do you know how worried everyone's been? How worried I was?
As you can see, I am fine. I will be even better when I'm away from the Marchen, so I'm leaving.
3 days.
What?
I haven't seen you in 3 days, and you're just going to brush me off. I've been spending all of my free time looking for you after we got separated that day. Did you know how bad I felt when I lost you? If something had happened to you, I would never have forgiven myself.
Delora sent you her message.
Yes, but even then, all we knew was that she was with you. That didn't mean you were safe.
Oh, I yanked my arm out of his grasp. I would have been perfectly safe even if Delora wasn't with me. In fact, I would still have my old life if she had never cursed me.
Princess.
Oh, hi, Karma. You found her! Karma is suddenly standing before me, smiling with relief.
We were worried about you, darling. It's good to see that our princess has returned. We have so much to catch up on. You should come inside.
She says she's leaving. Oh, which apparently is good for Fritz.
What? But why?
She says she's fine without us and can't understand why we've been worried. I think Delora has something to do with this situation. What did she say to you, Princess?
Nothing she didn't need to hear. Insufferable witch. Sounds like a catfight to me.
Oh, don't you start, Karma.
Karma, you might want to keep your nose out of other people's business.
I am not staying here any longer. You cannot stop me from leaving. I turn on my heels and begin to walk off.
Princess!
Let her go.
What? But outside she'll be...
She needs some space to think. Don't go too far, though, Princess.
Are you daft? I said I am not coming back.
You will if you value your life, Princess.
I cannot quell the irritation stirring in the pit of my stomach. I turn on my heels and walk off. It's so peaceful here at night. The sound of approaching footsteps makes me stop. Standing out here alone in the darkened plaza does not bode well. I quickly slide into an alleyway and stand with my back to the wall, hoping the shadows will keep me from sight. Varg? Or Fritz? It's hard to tell by silhouette.
Why are you following me?
That voice from the other night! It was Varg! Varg!
You noticed.
Sir Alcaster?
Don't think I'm a useless idiot like the boy. Of course I noticed. I would take care in remembering that me and the boy are nothing alike.
I don't think that would be Alcaster. I feel like that would be Varg saying that. I'm gonna change it to Varg, because I don't think Alcaster would say that. I'll just... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Varg saying.
I would take care in remembering that me and the boy are nothing alike. Don't think you can fool me, Varg.
Varg? I have to know. I move silently, sticking my head out at an angle so I can see the man standing before Alcaster. Well, there he is, looking so fancy. Must take quite a bit of time to get that getup on. The plaza is empty except for two people. Sir Alcaster is looking at a man that wears an elaborate mask. I notice he also carries an odd-looking cane. That must be Varg. But who is he, and how does Sir Alcaster know him? I've never seen anyone like him in the palace before.
What would I want to fool you for? Then explain why you're out here when you haven't been ordered to come to the plaza. Tell me. You wanted the princess kept safe, didn't you? Do not be flippant. You know we serve Mithros in this.
What? What does Sir Mithros want?
Is the princess not in the house? Would I be out here if she was?
Oh! What happened?
Do not be smart with me.
Sir Alcaster just punched him like it was nothing. That sounded more squishy than a punch. How is he still standing? That blow should have knocked him to the ground.
Answer me clearly. Has she left the house?
Sir Alcaster's voice is eerily calm and level, despite the fact that his body is still tense.
Yes. You will find her before dawn. I will not repeat myself. Answer me. Yes, I will find her. Good.
I watch as Sir Alcaster walks away, leaving Varg to stand alone in the dark plaza. I can barely breathe as I stand watching him, waiting for some kind of movement. It looks like Sir Alcaster has ordered him to keep me safe. But I do not know of this arrangement and will not trust him. The sound of shattered glass echoes across the plaza. Varg immediately rushes off to investigate, moving away from my hiding spot. I feel myself instinctively follow after him despite my mind's logical protests. Hush? Oh, hush! Delora places her hand over my mouth to muffle my voice. We both watch Varg until he disappears, and there's nothing but silence for company. Then, and only then, does Delora move her hand away from my mouth. That man. Did you catch his name? What? His name. Sir Alcaster called him Varg. Varg? Who is he? Judging by the mask and cane, he probably works for the witches. At least that's what Parfait and I think. Looks like he's working for Sir Alcaster, too. We look up and notice Karma and Waltz running toward us. Here comes the cavalry. Late, as expected. Waltz looks winded, but that does not stop him from glaring at me.
Don't ever do that again.
And what is happening here? You two look awfully suspicious hiding out in an alleyway. None of your business. I am surprised when Delora takes my arm and pulls me away from Waltz and Karma.
Where are you going?
Mysteries are afoot, kid, and we're not going to solve any of them by waiting around in the margin for Parfait to return from her business. Where are you taking the princess, and why? That's a good question.
Delora, we all decided that the margin is the safest place the princess can be.
Technically, the princess is safest wherever either Parfait or I can keep an eye on her. And now we have an excuse for the princess to be somewhere else. She speaks as if I am a child to be babysat. I've got some questions that need answering, and I'm going to need the princess to get them solved. Besides, she's directly involved in some mess, and she wants answers too. Something seems off about this whole thing. Sorry to say, but your opinions on this matter are irrelevant. Let's go, Lucette.
Delora?
The solemn expression on Waltz's face is foreign to me. There is darkness in his eyes, a warning.
I trust you.
As you should. Delora nods and turns back to me. We'll be in touch. Let me know when Parfait gets back.